Hello, my name's Lance, and I am just sharing some insights into a song that I wrote called Prayers for You. Prayer for You is a coming together of two aspects of my gifts, which are healing and music. Obviously, music can be healing. When I set out with Prayer for You, the idea of the song was to speak directly to people who I do react with in my healing work. The idea that you can send energy, because the type of healing work I do is energetic healing work. And you can send that to people who you don't even know. People have called me and said, could you send energy to so-and-so who is having this and that problem? Wonderful. Obviously, I can only help people who want to be helped. I've worked with a variety of people. I had one woman who had multiple sclerosis that I was working with, and literally I would do energy work on her, and she would be amazed. I mean, she would be able to do things she had not been able to do for months. And then when I would see her again, she would deny that that even happened. Then I'd work on her again, and she'd be doing it again. And she had two children who were watching all of this, and we would sort of talk on the side, and it's okay, she just has to go through her own process. There's not a right or a wrong healing modality, but I came into her life to share what I could offer her. What was interesting is her son and I ended up going out to lunch together. The reason was because I got this feeling that he and I had known each other before. And apparently, when I used to do writing when I was doing healing work with people, and I would write down, just things that came to me. And it appears that she and I had known each other in a past life, should you believe in those things, and that I was a healer back then too, and she was royalty. But her son and I, because at that time her son was her father, and her father was like the ruler of the kingdom, and I was apparently in that court or whatever, but he and I were good friends. And she was, the old idea of this spoiled rich kid. She had everything, and instead of being grateful for it, she abused people and things like that. And at one point I was sitting there writing, and it said, my purpose there was not to heal her because she didn't want to be healed. My purpose there was to experience that now she doesn't even have, because she was a control freak, and now she doesn't even have control of her own body. And she was still trying to control everything around her. She wanted to keep her children, and I could understand that. They were great kids. But her children were taking care of her. She wasn't taking care of them. And so when I went out to lunch, I asked this, I guess he was 12 years old or so. And I said, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And the first thing is, football player. Cool. Yeah, I can understand that. And he thought for a minute, and then he looked at me and he goes, right now, a judge is trying to take me away from my mother. And what I would like to do is be a judge, because being a judge, you have the opportunity to make decisions that change people's lives. And I thought about it and I said, gosh, if he was a ruler in some past life, what a great expression of his, perspective and his lives experience to be able to be a lawyer and then a judge in today's society, because there is a certain royalty to that. And it's just these things that, you sit there and you go, okay, it's sort of weird, but it's sort of fun and interesting, and it shapes our perspective. So the thing about doing remote healing work is you can't have any skin in the game. You're not healing that person so that you're going to get something out of it. You really are just putting energy forth, or you could be saying prayer, to add something to the situation, because my experience has just been the body will heal itself. People will heal themselves. But every so often we get into a situation where you need a little push. You need to look at things a little differently. You need to have a little energy applied in a certain direction so that that perspective and that transition can take place. So in A Prayer for You, it says, I live this feeling and I let go. Release from any outcome I know. From the very depths of my soul, miracles can grow and flow. And I've seen them. I've seen things that I could not possibly logically explain. But they happen. And so whenever I do an insights into songs, I always have in the back of my mind that I really would like young songwriters to take a look at these songs and see how they're structured. And in this song, you have 2 verses, and then you have the chorus, which is I just gave to you. And then another verse, and then a bridge. The bridge is, I desire to serve it because you deserve it. Can you see your reflection within your perfection? And then there's another verse, another chorus. It's a long song. And then it ends with, I pray your life is fulfilling and that joy creates each day. With actions that support you, showing you the way, a little bit of Taoism there. Prosperity and purpose in all you say and do. I say this prayer for you. And I hope you enjoy the song. I hope you share the song. I'd love to get comments on it. You can always go to my Facebook page. Or you can, I'm trying to set it up. I'm having trouble being able to set it up so that I can have comments underneath the songs. But enjoy and have a great afternoon.